couple of years of slow growth and 1 million more people out of work. That, according to the Federal Reserve, is the cost of fighting inflation. The central bank raised interest rates by 0.75 percentage point on Wednesday, taking US rates back to a level they haven't seen since 2008. But Chair Powell also gave a pretty stark warning that the Fed will keep at it until inflation has died down, even if that means economic hardship. Now, if the Fed's forecasts are right, the hardship won't be that bad. Its rate-setting committee reckons growth will slow for a couple of years below the trend level of around 2%, and unemployment could reach up to 4.4%, compared with 3.7% at the latest count. That's around 1.2 million more unemployed people than today. It's pretty brutal when that feels like an acceptable trade-off, but Powell is right that inflation is worse than a rise in unemployment in that it affects everyone. The price of food is rising at its fastest pace since 1979, and some costs like rent have kept accelerating even as other prices like gasoline have eased off. The main thing to remember about the Fed, though, is that even if its forecasts are wrong and what lies ahead is a so-called hard landing, it pretty much has to keep tightening until inflation is under control. That's the Fed's job. Powell said on Wednesday that he wished there was a way to do this without pain, but there just isn't. So that turns the whole thing into a kind of political football. If the economy hits the skids, voters will look to the White House and to President Joe Biden to help out. Inflation might be the Fed's job, but prosperity is the government's. And with the Fed now predicting slower growth and elevated unemployment for the next 2 years, and a reasonable chance that its forecasts are too optimistic, the presidential election in 2024 just got that little bit more interesting.